What is happening in the J Gaming Dude here, and I'm going to going through and voting for the Anime Awards for this year, and I'm going to be abstaining from certain categories if there's not enough information or something that I can't really speak to. So let's just kind of jump into it. But I'm also just going to explain myself a little bit, I feel like. Because you kind of you can't put something like this out without trying to explain yourself to some extent. So we're going to start off with Best VA Performance, Best Voice Artist Performance in English. So we have Amanda Lee for My Dress Up Darling, Jeremy Lei in Kotaro wa Ichito Hoshi. I haven't even heard of that. Natalia Van Sistine, Spy Family, Pro ZD for Ranking of Kings, Zach Aguilar for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and Zena Robinson for Dragon Ball. Now, I don't watch anything dubbed, or I haven't seen anything dubbed in a long time, so I'm definitely going to be abstaining from voting for that particular one. And we're just going to move over to Best VA Performance Japanese. Who do we have here? So we have Atsumi Tanezaki for Spy Family, Chika Anzai, Riko desu Recoil, Fido's Eye, which is JoJo Part 6, Misaki Kuno for Maiden Abyss, Natsuki Hanai for Demon Slayer, and Yuki Kaji from Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. So Crunchyroll kind of messed this one up a bit because of the fact that they didn't actually mention any of the characters any of these people play. So I've watched Spy Family, but I can't remember who Atsumi Tanezaki plays. Same thing with, say, a year ago when we were watching Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. Yuki Kaji, I think, is the main character, but I couldn't remember that because it's been so damn long. So this is definitely I'll be abstaining from this one only because this is Crunchyroll's screw up, and I could just Google it at any point, but that's just kind of defeats the purpose of me trying to record this thing. Best Romance. So third category, finally one that I can actually vote for. So we have Call of the Night, Kaguya-sama Love is War, Komi Can't Communicate, Love After World Domination, which I think is a ridiculous Japanese title, I can't remember, My Dress Up Darling, and Shikamori. I hate the English title of Shikamori so much. The Japanese title is slightly different. Anyway, well, I mean, it's exactly the same, but it's just that the wording really gives off a completely different vibe. Call of the Night is out of the question because I haven't seen it. Same with Love After World Domination and My Dress Up Darling. I know everyone is going to go for Dress Up Darling because of Marin, purely just because of her. Shikamori for me is out of the question because that's just an okay romance. It's nowhere near as good as both Kaguya and Komi, which are both exceptional shows in the romance genre. My vote's going to go to Kaguya-sama because they're in way too deep with the whole romance side of things that you can't come back from the way in which they kind of ended things in the season. Komi is still very much in the plausible deniability of do I not like this person sort of thing. So with that alone, Kaguya-sama definitely earns the vote there. Done. So next we have is, oh god, okay, I'm dreading this one. I hope it's not all isekai. Best Fantasy. What do we have? Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc. Okay. Maiden Abyss, the second season. Okay. Mushoku Tensei. Okay, that's the only one I would allow. Actually, you know what? Overlord as well. Overlord. Okay. Overlord Season 4. Ranking of Kings, the second cur. And the case study of Vanitas. Okay, so there's no isekais. Well, with the exception of Mushoku Tensei and Overlord, but both of those are sort of the exception rather than the rule. So that they did pick a couple of isekais, but they're both really good ones. Best Fantasy. Because I haven't. The only one I've seen is Demon Slayer. I haven't seen Overlord Season 4 or Mushoku Tensei Season 1 Part 2. I actually haven't seen Mushoku Tensei at all. But, yeah. Made in Abyss, I also haven't seen second season of that. So I kind of have no choice but to go for Demon Slayer. But if I were to take a stab at who would win, this one's a tough one because I think Mushoku Tensei is going to take it just because it's going to be the forefront for the entire isekai crowd. Because I haven't seen too much, or I haven't heard too much about Overlord being really good. I know first couple of seasons for sure, but season 4 not really. Made in Abyss is going to definitely be for people who really like it but aren't too keen on like the whole aren't keen on an isekai winning, and it's sort of more the pretentious choice. So yeah, I'm gonna go Demon Slayer, which is the more normie answer, but that's the only one I've seen, so that's the only one I can speak to. I've spent this whole year watching One Piece, so I don't think I can be blamed much for that. Trying to catch up to like 1,040 episodes, goddamn. But anyway, and watch every episode. Best drama, so what are we gonna have here? Okay, 86 Part 2, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Dance Danusea, Kotaro Lives Alone, okay, and Made in Abyss. So I've only seen Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that's going to win. Cyberpunk Edge Runners has a really good point to it. 86, I feel like I've heard more negative things about 86 than positive. So while taking into account like internet chatter as well, Made in Abyss could be one. Cyberpunk and Attack on Titan, but I think Attack on Titan beats out both due to sheer popularity, because at the end of the day, this is really more of a popularity contest than actually saying what is good. And I feel like I'm not really adding, much in that way as well. Next is Best Comedy. Okay, I hope there's some real good ones here. Kaguya-sama, Kotaro Lives Alone, My Dress-Up Darling, Spy Family, Uncle from Another World, Ya Boy Kongming. I have seen Kaguya and Spy, but I do want to watch Ya Boy Kongming. And also Uncle from Another World, but... Interesting, okay. I mean, my vote is gonna go for Spy Family because that's way funnier than Kaguya-sama. Kaguya-sama is still incredibly funny. That's without a doubt. My Dress-Up Darling, I don't know if it should even be there, because is it really funny? I don't know. I haven't actually seen it. Uncle from Another World deserves to be there because of how... Like, I've seen some clips. It's absolutely hilarious. Because it's a parody. So it absolutely deserves to be there. I don't know much about Ya Boy Kongming, but I do want to watch it. That's on my watch list for sure. Yeah. My vote's gonna go for Spy Family. I've found that to be absolutely hilarious. Its comedy hits so much harder for me than I absolutely realized, and thinking back to it, like, most of that is driven by Anya, but then there's so much more to it than just, a single character being really funny. Best action. Interesting, okay. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Demon Slayer, Entertainment District Arc, JoJo Part 6, Rico Rico, and Spy Family. So I've seen... So I've pretty much seen all of them with the exception of JoJo Part 6 and Edge Runners, because I'm still waiting for to watch Part 6. I think it should all be done by now, so I should jump into it soon. The action in Attack on Titan is actually really good compared to previous seasons. Demon Slayer as well, and action meaning more so just, fight scenes, the art style, the change in art style, the looks on characters' faces, how animated it is. Rico Rico is also similar as well, where it does do really good. But it doesn't hold a candle to Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, unfortunately, even though I really wanted it to. And Spy Family Spy Family's action. Okay, hold on. Let me look back at it because there's some. The tennis match was really, really well done. Actually, you know what? Like the tennis match in Spy Family, universally, I think all the fights in Demon Slayer, but they're dragged out to an insane degree. Not insane necessarily, but they are dragged out a little bit. And Attack on Titan is just more so like stuff happening. But I think recency bias is going to take over because I'm voting Spy Family on this one, I think. I think that might just be more so recency bias, but I would actually need to go back and watch these shows to be able to get a more like comprehensive answer. But I'm pretty sure like that tennis match absolutely slapped. Must protect at all costs character. Who needs to be protected? Let's have a look. So we have Anya from Spy Family, Boji from Ranking of Kings, Kage from Ranking of Kings, Kotaro Sato from Kotaro Lives Alone, Marin Kitagawa, and Shuoko Komi from Komi Can't Communicate. My vote's either going to go to... so I've only seen Spy Family and Komi, so either Anya or Komi. Anya or Komi. I think Boji's going to win though. Because he's the main... he's not just because he's the main character, but because he looks absolutely adorable and needs to be protected. Which I'm intended to pick, but then again I haven't seen it, so that wouldn't really be such a great idea. Anya or Komi? Who would I vote for? I think Anya just intentionally gets into fights, and so that sense of protection is completely lost, whereas like Komi is always like, especially when she gets sick during the season, I feel like you just want to help her out, so definitely gonna vote for her. Alright, we're gonna move on from that to next one we have is Best Supporting Character. Hayasaka Ai from Kaguya-sama, Anya Forger from Spy Family, Kage from Ranking of Kings, Rebecca from Cyberpunk, Uzui Tengen from Demon Slayer, and Yor Forger from Spy Family. So I, Anya, Yor, and Uzui. This is going to be interesting because Best Supporting Character. I did a really good job with Kaguya in this season, especially. Anya supporting, because the main characters. Okay, so then that would mean that Yor and Anya are both supporting characters. I think this season Yor actually carried it a little bit more than Anya. Anya was more comedy, slight seriousness, like she carried it in a slightly different way. And when it comes to actual like supporting characters, I think Yor did a really good job. So I think I'm gonna like cross Anya out completely. I don't know about Demon Slayer, man. I don't know about this one. This one just feels like out of place. I'm gonna vote I anyways because she has done way too much for Kaguya. Not just over the series, but specifically this season in particular. She carried Kaguya to the finish, I think. Best main character. Okay, so we have Boji, Ranking of Kings, Chisato Nishikigi from Rico Rico, David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan, Lloyd Forger, Spy Family, Marin Kitagawa, My Dress Up Darling. Best main character. What does the best main character really even mean? Because like, if you have like some sort of emotional resonance towards them, sure, Marin's probably going to take that due to popularity. Lloyd, he's around, but he's too much of a stoic, even though he shares his thoughts throughout, like, you know, whatever situation he gets himself into. He's still kind of like a little bit too in the mindset of like, you know, secret agent. Eren, I think at this point I feel nothing for the guy. So like the worst thing you can feel towards a main character is the fact that is like this fact of or this feeling of indifference, really, not fact. A feeling of indifference. That's the worst thing you can have towards a main character. So I'm gonna vote Chisato on this because I feel like as much baggage as all the main characters carry, Chisato just feels a little bit. She feels different enough to where I would say like, yeah. I mean, I don't expect her to win at all because I don't know. Has Riko Riko actually been popular? Because I really liked it when I watched it, but I don't think a lot of people did watch it, or at least I don't think that it was particularly popular. Best director. So we've got Haruo Sotozaki in Demon Slayer, Hiroyuki Imaishi, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Kazuhiro Furuhashi, Spy Family, Shingo Adachi, Riko Riko, Yosuke Hatta, Ranking of Kings, and Yuichiro Hayashi, Attack on Titan. This one's an incredibly tough one because Demon Slayer, Spy Family, and Riko Riko and Attack on Titan. Actually, you know what? Like, I feel like I'm seeing way too much of the same names over and over in terms of shows. So this is going to become pretty difficult, I think. How many more do we have left? 11. Oh, okay. Let's kind of go through this a little bit quicker. I'm going to vote... it's really hard because the direction for all of these shows are completely different, but they do things so well. It's really hard to pick which one kind of did it the best. Because I could see Ranking of Kings winning, I could see Cyberpunk winning, but I haven't seen either of those, so I can't really vote for them. But then the four that I can vote for, I'm just kind of like... they're all complete... Well, I mean, I suppose, in a way, Spy Family and Rikuris Recoil is kind of the same. They both go in a similar direction. So I'd say Spy Family at least beats that out. But I think it's either going to go to Demon Slayer or Titan. So I think this one I'm going to go Titan because it actually is leaning up significantly more into like the plot right now. Even though I thought this is where it was going to end. So I think for sure Titan is going to take that one for me. Best Ani song. Okay. Chiki Chiki Bam Bam from your boy Kongming. Comedy from Spy Family. My Non-Fiction, Kaguya-sama, Shall We Dance, Shadow House, The Rumbling, Attack on Titan, and New Genesis from One Piece Film Red. I did not expect to see that there. So comedy, My Non-Fiction, The Rumbling, and New Genesis are the ones that I'm going to be able to vote for because I know I've seen all of those. And I'm not going to lie, actually comedy is really good though. Actually, you know what? No, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. Comedy, I don't remember My Non-Fiction. Okay, so I guess that's out of the running because it wasn't memorable enough for me to, keep going. Rumbling. Okay, Rumbling was okay. So, for me, at the end of the day, it's down to comedy and New Genesis because My Non-Fiction wasn't memorable enough to keep my attention. And The Rumbling was just... It actually kind of felt plain compared to other Titan openings. And even if I look at all of this, I've heard comedy way too much, which is stuck in my head. And New Genesis I've only heard once, and that was when I went to watch the movie One Piece Film Red. And yet it's still with me, so it's... Which one do I prefer? I'm gonna go with comedy. I've heard that song way too much this year. And I think it might be partly because of... that. Alright, moving on. Best film. So we have Bubble by Wit Studio, Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, Inuo, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, One Piece Film Red, and The Deer King. So the only one I've seen is One Piece Film Red. I'm going to be voting that, but I'm pretty sure, I don't think anyone liked Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and Jujutsu Kaisen was okay at best. But One Piece Film Red, I had an exceptionally fun time watching. Best score. Okay, who's got the best sound effects? So we have No Name for Spy Family, Akira Yamaoka for Cyberpunk. Oh, Akira Yamaoka. Damn, I really need to watch the Edgerunners now. Genki Hikota from Yaboy Kongming. Hiroyuki Sawano and Kota Yamamoto from Attack on Titan. Kevin Penkin, Made in Abyss. Yuki Kajiura and Go Shina for Demon Slayer. I've seen Spy, Demon, and Attack on Titan, so otherwise I would have actually voted for Kevin for Made in Abyss. He did exceptionally good work in the first season, but I don't know why I didn't watch the second season. Really should have. I've got opportunity to catch up, so that should be fine. I'm going Demon Slayer for this one. The sound design hits so much harder here than I think I realized. The sound, the music. It just hit. I don't know. It hit me different. Best ending sequence. What do we have here? Akuma no Ko, Attack on Titan, comedy, Spy Family, Koi no Yukue, My Dress Up Darling, Kosha Berry Beauty, Komi Can't Communicate, My Heart Surrendered, Love is War. And Yofukashi no Uta. Yofukashi no Uta. There. I'm assuming they're talking about like the actual sequence and not so much just the music, because Akuma no Ko hits like the vibe that the rest of the series is, I feel like, it's gonna go for, which is pretty like, I wouldn't say dark, but it's leaning more towards like a negative side. Comedy had it hit, man. Comedy hit. I had a lot of fun, like, sort of like listening to the ending and just sort of like watching the visuals and just sort of taking it all in. The music's still going in my head. It has to be comedy. God damn it. I just have like the opening going, like, no, not the opening, but the closing going through my head as I'm like talking about it. Best opening sequence. Chiki Chiki Bam Bam for Yaboy Kongming, Mixed Nuts, Spy Family, Naked Hero, Ranking of Kings, The Rumbling, Attack on Titan. This Fire, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and Zankyo Sanka for Demon Slayer. This one I'm gonna give it to The Rumbling. Actually Mixed Nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna go for The Rumbling on this one. The music might not have been the best, but the visuals added heavily to it. In my opinion, I enjoyed the visual aspect way more. Best continuing series. Oh god, what's gonna be on here? Attack on Titan's final season part 2, Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc, JoJo part 6, Kaguya-sama Lover's War, Made in Abyss, and One Piece. One Piece is actually on here, what the heck? Alright, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Kaguya-sama, One Piece. Those are my 4 choices. I'm only like 40 episodes off, so I've kind of hit like the episodes for last year-ish. Kaguya-sama is an incredibly good show. It hit hard, it finished hard, it's extremely good. Demon Slayer continues to be a shonen, which is more of a negative than a positive. Its art style is incredible. The story isn't anything to write too much home about. The music and sound design, but the art is exceptional. Attack on Titan final season part 2. The story, I can't help but always talk about how boring seasons 1 and 2 were, and how the first half of season 3 was just not great. And so you kind of need that baggage in order to move forward, especially with how much, like, you can put Demon Slayer as like its own separate arc, its own separate story. Kaguya some of the same. One Piece is also the same, but then it does have a lot of baggage from beforehand with One Piece, but that baggage is only added to the overall package. Whereas for Attack on Titan, the overall baggage from previous seasons feels like it's taking away, and that the series should not have been drawn out for as long as it had, especially during that early season 1, season 2, and season 3 part 1. So I feel like I'm dropping off Attack on Titan completely for in terms of best continuing season. In terms of actually like overall, Kaguya-sama is, I feel like I'm leaning more towards Kaguya-sama than One Piece, but One Piece is also incredibly good, so I kind of need to like at least mention that much, that it's exceptional. But also I don't think I've seen enough episodes from last year to be able to really speak to it. I'm still off by like 40 to 50 episodes, so I think One Piece is also out of the question for me. Demon Slayer, as good as the art is, that's the most exceptional thing it's got going for it. Kaguya-sama has everything besides the art going exceptional for it. So I think through process of elimination, Kaguya-sama just takes it because of how good literally every other aspect of a show is, rather than just it looking good. Best new series. Oh, what have we got here? Call of the Night, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Rikoris Recoil, My Dress Up Darling, Spy Family, Yaboy Kongming. Spy Family. I was gonna say Rikoris Recoil, but Spy Family was there, so I'm gonna vote that. And the only other, and then the rest I haven't even seen, but Yaboy Kongming I still definitely want to watch. I feel like I can't stress that enough. Best animation. Isn't that no different than like anime of the year at this point? Akibi's Sailor Uniform, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Demon Slayer, Entertainment District Arc, Ranking of Kings, and Spy Family. Best animation. They're talking about like our version like of what Sakuga is and not the Japanese definition of Sakuga, so because Sakuga means frames, so whereas that's like, I don't know why it's used here to make things sound and look good. Demon Slayer. I've said it before, if anything Demon Slayer's got going for it, it looks exceptionally good. Best character design. So we have Akira Matsuyama for Demon Slayer, Atsuko Nozaki for Ranking of Kings, Kazuaki Shimada, Spy Family, Kazumasa Ishida, My Dress Up Darling, Masanori Shino, JoJo Part 6, and Yoshinari. Now, I would ordinarily have voted JoJo for any time that this sort of thing comes up, but I haven't seen it, so I'm going to stay away from that. So yeah, it's always going to be the similar type of shows that we always see. So we have Demon Slayer and Spy Family, and Demon Slayer's character designs kind of as good as like character designs are in Spy Family. Demon Slayer is a lot more, it feels a lot better because it feels a lot more exotic, largely due to how the era in which the entire series sort of kind of takes place in, the sort of more aesthetic that they're going for. It's a lot more aesthetic, that's what I'm going to say. Best original anime. Oh, what do we have here? So we have Birdie Wing, Golf Girl Story, which I want to watch, Healer Girl, Rikoris Recoil, The Orbital Children, Vampire in the Garden, Yurei Deko. So I'm going to vote Riko because that's the only one I've seen, but also I genuinely do believe this is actually the best original series that debuted this year that I've seen. Surprisingly enough, I haven't seen any of the other ones, but Birdie Wing is definitely on my watch list as well. And that finally leads us to Anime of the Year. And the nominees are Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, Rikodes Recoil, Ranking of Kings, the second Cur, Spy Family. And I can't help but say the full name of all of these shows because this is the final award, and I'm having a hard time picking one. For as good as Final Season Part 2 is, I still look back at Attack on Titan and it's like, you need the baggage to move forward. But the problem is the baggage has a lot of other baggage in terms of like how boring and unnecessary, again, the first 2 seasons and the first half of Season 3 was. Demon Slayer, as good as it was, kind of falls flat largely because of its shonen nature. It only looks really, really good. Rikodes Recoil, it looks better than good, so it's not exceptional by any means, but the action scenes are well done, the characters are well done, the art design is really nice, the character designs are really nice. But then you look at Spy Family and that is like, okay, the story is great. The story is great, the art is really nice, really clean looking, the characterizations are done better than Riko. The comedy is there, which is absolutely hilarious. There is actual character development. Well, there's character development in all of the franchises, but I feel like it hits harder with Spy Family because it's hard to kind of really be able to bring that sort of thing out. So, for me, it's either going to be between Rikodes Recoil and Spy Family, and I'm pretty much, I think, for Best Original, which in my mind is Rikodes, but I've got to make a choice. I need to put my foot down, and I gotta stick with it because the internet is the internet, so everyone's gonna have their own thoughts. I'm gonna go for. Can't decide between these two. I'm struggling so hard to decide why. Okay. If it was really hard to decide amongst all of them, that would be a little bit better. I need to like deduce down which one I'm going to pick based on like the 4 extremely good options that I've got here, and then like the other 2 which I haven't even seen yet. So, crap. Okay, I'm gonna go Riko. I'm still surprised that this show got nominated for a lot of awards because I don't think a lot of people watched it, which means that it's not really gonna win much. I mean, I hope it does, but, you know, people be people. And that was me trying to vote through the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Yeah. Also, before anyone says anything, I realized that with the whole best VAs thing, you can actually look to see who each person played, but the thing is, you kind of need that, information immediately, and also the whole voting system is kind of like, it kind of sucks where you need to click on the award, click on your option that you want to pick, and then click the vote button. Rather than just removing that final click and like you only needing 2 clicks to actually, vote for someone, which was pick the award and then just select the one you want to vote for, give a little bit of information there, just whatever is absolutely necessary for the award. But yeah, I guess that's really just about everything, so I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace.